Hello, friends. You're watching a very fashionable episode of the Finding Friends podcast.
We are fantastic.
What she said. We're here today with our guest, the one, the only, Andre Wilson.
Yay!
Round of applause.
I love him.
Andre, what are we wearing right now?
Okay, you know what? So a part of one of my many jobs is that I costume design for movies. So I have in my kit, I have extra things. And I thought, you know what? Why not bring something fun?
Spice up life a little.
I have fashionable things.
Pop this
I also
collar.
have the most random things in the world. Like I have like
I love random.
yeah, I have like scrubs. Movies, you wear
Okay.
scrubs.
Yeah.
I have like police uniforms, security outfits, things like that. So I thought, I was coming over there. I was like, this might be fun. So brought some furs, spice it up a little bit.
I mean, you could either take that as like, a costume designer, or you just, this is a spicy.
I was literally going to say if anybody was ever just like randomly look in your car, they might think you're a stripper on the side.
That's exactly what I was. Thank you for finishing my sentence.
Sorry.
So I didn't have
Look,
to.
the
No.
economy's crazy, okay?
Yeah.
We're like, what kind of show are
Don't
we going to
judge
get
me.
today?
I won't judge you, okay?
Oh, boy.
Well, so today we're drinking your favorite drink, which is
Old fashioned. Mm-hmm.
Is that the best old fashioned you've ever had?
This one is a strong old fashioned.
You feel hair growing on your chest?
Is quite. This is quite. Whoa, let me see. It's good. It's really good.
Thank you, Andre. I call this recipe my sloppy old fashioned.
Okay.
It's because I forgot the measurement tool at home.
It's 9 a.m. right now.
9 a.m. Don't do that to us, Andre. Oh, I gotta take this off. You're making me
Okay,
sweaty.
all right.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's 9 a.m. somewhere.
That is way to be lush about it.
So
Okay, well, I mean, to start off, because my introduction of you was not right. My introduction of you was not very professional, and you are actually accomplished and very, very talented. And so I don't want to undermine that by any means. You're a fashion designer.
Yes.
You're a costume designer.
yes.
You have
Movies and TV shows.
movies and TV shows. Your resume is forever long with creative endeavors. I just want to pick your brain about all of them, but
Okay, please.
go ahead and just give us a round overview of the Andre. Who is Andre?
Okay, so I'm a personal stylist, which is something so close to my heart. I love the idea of being able to help people really solve these kind of everyday wardrobe problems. I think that we focus a lot on the celebrities of fashion and, Paris and New York fashion, but it's really is about the everyday people for me. So I love that, but I also fashion designer. I've designed a lot of things that you see around the city. Also, costume designer. That's been something that's been kind of like in the last 18 months. It's been absolutely phenomenal. I've gotten to work with some incredible people, and just to be involved in the movies. It's to get to kind of see behind, kind of under the hood of what happens and behind the curtain, so to speak. Like, it really is amazing to watch it all happen. So I'm trying. It hasn't ruined movies for me, but it makes it more interesting.
Do you critique the movies now? Do you see imperfections in like costumes? For
not really. I do sometimes look, because movies shoot out of order. So you might shoot the last scene of the movie on the first day of the film, and then you might have to go back. And so I look for sometimes wardrobe, like little
how they
subtle
could have
wardrobe
planned
changes. You know what I mean? So it's just, it's always chaos on a movie set. And so anything could happen, but it's really amazing to be a part of. And then also I am a creative director. I produce fashion shows.
Your company is Style Icon.
Style
LLC.
Icon and Andre Wilson Design. Uh-huh.
Andre Wilson Design.
Yes.
How did you get started in this? Obviously, a lot of people want to be fashion designers when they grow up, but they're not doing it. What made you decide, okay, I'm actually going to pursue my dream of fashion?
Yeah, no, I have a sickness. Clearly, I really know. I honestly, and I may have, I was that kid. I may have told you guys this before, but I literally was. It kind of arrested me before I knew what it was. it had a hold of me before I even knew what it was. And I was
Like it chose you.
Yeah. I was the 12-year-old wearing suits in middle school. Like that literally is me. And I just knew, and I love fashion, but I didn't know growing up in Louisville, I didn't know you could make a career out of it, because so I really was just like, I just loved it. And then I started working at a clothing store. And then when I was like 16, and that really, then the bug really got
Were
me.
you like helping people style outfits and stuff there?
Yeah. It was a store. Now I'll date myself. I'm gonna date myself really hard. There was a store called Merry Go Round, and it was a clothing store. And it was like, if you imagine like all the hot stores combined into one store, it was amazing.
It's like
And
the
we
it
had
spot.
it was the spot. Like if you were going out on the weekend, that was the spot. If you were going back to school, that was the spot. Like if you had on something from there, like you were it. Like it was hot. So I started working there, and I just fell in love with. I fell in love with customer service. I fell in love with fashion. I fell in love with how fashion changes and the trends, and what inspires the trend as well. Like also there's so much society that inspires the trend. Movies, entertainment inspire fashion trends. So I love truly just working in that and just developed such a passion about it.
Mhm.
And then I went from there to working at like at a tuxedo store, which was really, really interesting. So it was a tuxedo store, but that's where I really like my love of like tailoring came into play, because there were some ladies that like tailored suits in the back. So I would watch them. So I would watch them, and I was like, okay, teach me to sew. Like I have to know.
Okay.
And really like love for like tailoring. And then I just started working at different stores and and each piece, it was like each store I would work at, I would get a piece. And because you have to have a well-rounded, fashion is not necessarily about the trend, but it's about how does it fit you, what fabrics work best for your body, what colors work. Like it's a very, like it really is an equation of what it equals you having your best style. So I kind of guess it was my mission to figure out that equation so you can have the best style that will build your confidence, that will get you, kind of really help you achieve and say what you want to say.
With all this experience that you have now,
Yes.
can you literally look at somebody like look at me or Christina and say like, these would be your colors, or like
I can give general fashion advice. Like I
or
typically,
like this is a color you should stay away from.
Yeah. So first of all, a lot of people tell me, they're like, okay, like, oh my God, I was so nervous to see you. I'm like, I'm happy you have on clothes. You know what I mean? Like, thank you for putting on clothes today, right? I really don't judge somebody, like, unless it's really egregious, right? But there's only one place where there's just really egregious fashion. That's the Kentucky State Fair, okay?
The State Fair?
Yeah, State Fair, it's
Oh,
bad.
the
It's
State-
I've never been to the State Fair.
It's
You've
bad.
never
it's
been
bad.
to the
You need to go
Kentucky State Fair?
No, I've been to Ohio State
Go
Fair.
to a state fair.
Indiana State Fair.
Yeah, but like, so anyway, so I really,
I'm intrigued now.
So, however, but when people ask me, there are things with like your coloring, your body type, skin tone, height, weight, it kind of plays into
All
it. But
plays
there are
together.
colors that, kind of, if you have brown hair, you know what I mean? You're typically, I love like deep jewel tones for that. You know what I mean? Cobalt blues and deeper colors. Sometimes some people like blonde or more fair complected look good in pastel colors.
Okay.
I typically, beige is a hot color, like the Kardashians really made that really hot.
Yeah.
But like it doesn't work for everybody. I think really truly when it comes to colors, depending on your skin tone, you just really have to be careful with yellow. Okay.
Yellow.
Because the wrong yellow.
It's a hard one to play.
Yeah,
I think
wrong
brunettes
yellow.
pull it off, right?
Yeah, like
But
like
skin tone.
brunettes can
Redheads?
pull it off. You can, but like if you're fair complected and you have the
Oh,
yellow that's too,
Competing.
you just look jaundiced. You know what I mean?
yeah,
like you know what I mean?
that would be.
I've tried yellow nail polish and the
Right.
khaki, like the new.
Yeah, uh-huh.
My skin tone,
See?
it
Yeah.
does not
and
look
it
good
doesn't.
on me.
And some people it just reacts. It looks really weird. So I would say people just be careful with like yellows and beiges.
Yeah.
That's really it. Usually, and then I like to use color. It's not so much if you're like a summer, winter, or whatever. I like to use color to communicate. I think like red denotes a certain, energy. Pink is, red is powerful. Purple is powerful, but also majestic. Blue is very kind of foundational. Khaki's foundational. Black can sometimes be more creative, and you have a lot of creatives that wear black. And then you also have colors like pink and yellow, very understanding colors. So if you ever have to give like bad news or need to like, that pink and yellow are very like understanding colors, so yeah.
So what is this whole look saying to us? Wait, let me analyze.
Okay. Oh, okay. Oh boy. It just got uncomfortable.
So you want to be, let's see, monochrome with the black with a pop of yellow. So you've got the professional, serious look about you, but you've got, a sweet side with the yellow. But it's an energetic, fun side to you.
Yeah.
And you've got the gold and the jewelry, and you've got the turquoise. So I'm really reading this as you're a really fun podcast guest.
You know what? I want to be the most. You know what? What podcast guest it brought first? Tell me that.
That's true.
Okay, let's start there.
That is true.
Let's start there.
I can't imagine that there's any other.
Okay, well, we'll see.
Podcast.
We'll see. I've upped the ante. You know what I'm saying? So up leveled. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Yeah, so that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And is there anything special about that? Is there any special story behind your handkerchief? Or
I'm gonna tell you. So I like to. Sometimes I like to just kind of feel what I'm wearing, right?
Yeah.
And because I'm dressing other people, I try not to like focus on myself so much. And a lot of, you'll have a lot of like fashion influencers and all that. Like they really focus on this is why I'm a terrible fashion influencer, because I really I like to get dressed. I like to put it on. You know what I mean? I like to be different. But also sometimes I'm experimenting, but really I'm dressing other people. So it really doesn't matter what I have on, because the person I'm dressing looks nothing like me. If you see a lot of top designers, and I'm also in my like creative, getting ready to go to another level phase, right? And so you get very kind of honed in on your wardrobe. Like I might wear just black for the rest of the year. Like I'm in my like Steve Jobs-y kind of Giorgio Armani.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they have one outfit that they wear. I like black. I encourage my clients, if you were my client and I told you not to wear black, don't wear black. Okay, stop it. But however, with black for me, it's like so I can just like focus on what I'm doing. I love a pop of color, like the yellow pocket square. I think every guy should wear a pocket square. Okay, it just adds something to the outfit. Just just like sunglasses adds something to the outfit.
And that isn't done regularly. I mean, I rarely see pocket squares.
No, we need more pocket squares. We need more pocket squares because it's so simple.
And
you
I
just
love
take it out. You take it out, right? It's just a square. Okay.
Or you could blow your nose in.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you.
Used them as a hanky.
Now you can use it as a hanky.
Sure he was dressed
Use a
up,
hanky. You can dab some tears. Multifunctional.
Okay.
But then you just in the middle, grab it, pop it in, and you're good. Okay. You're good. And you could sell like a little pop of color right there. Yeah. That's it. I of course kind of coordinated with the hat, but I just think that, I always like to like tell people to get dressed and then maybe add one more thing.
And add one more thing.
Yeah. Get dressed, add one more thing.
I like that.
Yeah, get dressed, add one more thing. Because we're running, a lot of people kind of play themselves down. You know what I mean? That's kind of something I have to deal with when I'm personally styling somebody. And before you ask me a question, like what would I think, what colors would work for you? Really, before I style anybody or design anything for anybody, we have a conversation. Because I know what I see, I don't know what you see when you look in the mirror. And so I might see somebody who's beautiful, and you might see somebody who got bullied by their big sister and was always told that you were, you can't wear this, you can't. So I have to figure out what's going on, because the problem is not clothes, right? We have, let's be honest, right? There's hundreds of thousands of, if not millions of pieces of clothes, okay? The question is what works for you, what works for your lifestyle, your body type, and how you feel about yourself. And that's really kind of, so I have to kind of build that bridge from what you wear to being the style icon that you really want to be, And so so there's a lot of kind of mental and a lot of emotional things that you kind of held on to, a lot of baggage there, a lot of stuff. When I go to someone's closet, I'll typically see, patterns will start to establish. And the kind of most common patterns are that I can tell the last time you felt amazing about yourself, because a lot of the nice clothes will be from that era. Okay. So it'll be from 2000 or 1995 or whenever that 2004. Like, and then something happened and it just kind of, you stop shopping or you gain weight or life change, divorce, something like that. And then I also see patterns. I was telling you, like a client had polka dots in her closet. And so I found 1, I found 5, I found 10. And I was like, oh, do you love polka dots? She's like, no, I don't really. And then next thing you know, I find 30 pieces. And she's like, I have a problem. And then, but when we start really breaking it down and start really kind of drilling down on that, then that's when she said, it reminds me of my grandmother. She wore polka dots.
Breakdowns?
Yes.
When I think about
Yes.
that, like if you were to come in my closet and that was the first thing I was excited to tell my husband about
Mhm.
whenever I talked about this before, because I never thought about the psychology side of it.
Oh, it's
And
all the psychology. Yeah.
You blew my mind with that, because then I really started thinking about my wardrobe.
Mhm.
And I'm textbook what you're talking about.
Mhm.
I mean, it's crazy. There was
What is your thing that's in your closet?
So-
What's your pattern?
it's not just one particular pattern for me. I like wild, like kind of like childlike
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
things, or like animal prints,
Mhm,
like
mhm.
just things that most
That
people
is so you.
don't.
Right.
You know,
That is so
tie-dye,
you.
Right.
Rainbow tie dye. There's a lot of
Yeah.
rainbow tie dye.
So do you know where it comes from?
So specifically for the rainbow tie, like I was a happy child.
Uh-huh.
I love colorful things.
Right.
Lisa Frank was her
Lisa
person.
Frank was.
Okay.
Oh my gosh!
Okay.
I've never like wanted to grow up,
Okay.
and I literally will wear leggings with unicorns
Right.
on.
Right. Right.
But it's
Mhm.
funny too, though, because like there have been times in like that I've gone through where I didn't want to go shopping,
Yeah.
and you can tell where I must have gone through something,
Mhm.
and I never thought about my
Yes.
closet telling me that.
No, your closet
But
tells
you
that
said
story.
that, and I thought about it. I was like, you're
Yeah.
You're
Everyone's
onto something
closet.
there.
Everyone's
Like-
closet tells a story.
yes.
And I have so many clients and stories about how, because what happens is we are amazing. These human designs are so amazing. We just adapt.
Yeah.
We don't talk about it. We don't think about it. We don't discuss it. There's no meeting. There's no symposium about it. I just adapt. And so what happens is by the time I sit in front of you and we start talking about your closet, and because sometimes it's like, well, you know what? I really, it's not that it's too bad, but I don't feel like I'm dressing my potential, or I feel like this is the style I want, but I just can't get there. Right.
Yeah.
And so, or I want to dress with confidence, whatever the situation is. So we start talking about it. And then we start talking about, because there are all these things and trap doors that you set up and landmines that you set up for yourself. And so you may not wear something, but I know that when you tell me you don't wear something, there's a reason. You just go, oh, that's just because it's kind of the adapt, kind of nature versus nurture. Which one came first? Is it your adaptive personality, or is this really you? So when we get into the psychology of style, I have a client that, I don't know if I told you guys this last time, but she wouldn't wear lipstick.
No way.
Interior designer, beautiful at what she does. And she was like, I'm going to a different set of clients. I want to look my best. So we shop for clothes. We got makeup, new makeup, everything. But she was like, and I was like, well, so lip color. She's like, no, I don't wear lipstick. And it felt strange to me. Not that, you know what, if you don't wear lipstick, that's your thing, cool.
Yeah.
But this one, I was like, okay.
Because she's so bold.
Yeah,
in her
because she's so
design.
bold and so creative and
Right.
and I was
Right.
like, okay. So I asked her a couple of times, and then I just stopped the meeting. I'm like, okay, what's up with the lipstick? Like, why? Because it's not that you don't wear lipstick and there was something behind it. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
could tell. So she said, I just don't wear it. And she started getting a little defensive. I said, why don't you wear lipstick? She was like, well, it reminds me of my mother. I said, how do you feel about your mother? She said, I hate her. I said,
So she doesn't want to wear it
Yeah.
because of that.
And I was telling that story at a meeting, at like a meeting, and somebody said, that's why I don't wear nail polish. And everybody has that kind of thing of, I'm gonna say everybody has it, but a lot of people have, I don't wear this because it reminds you of somebody, And so that's, it doesn't have to be everybody, but sometimes we have these kind of psychological trip wires that remind us of things and why we don't do things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like
I got one.
Yeah,
I think I have one.
Yeah.
That's
I
cool.
think maybe animal print, because it reminds me of the lady from Married with Children.
Yeah.
Like that's
Peg
what I
Bundy,
feel
yeah.
like when
Uh-huh.
I put it on.
Right.
And I know it doesn't look like that on my body, but in my head, that's what I
Right,
look like when
right.
as soon as I put on animal pants.
And you didn't like her.
No.
You didn't like her style.
I think she was great.
You just don't want to look
It's
like
not what
that.
you
I
want to
just-
represent.
Right.
I don't know. This is getting deep. This
Yeah,
is getting
no,
really
it's
deep.
getting
I
deep.
start crying.
Now, what about you? What about you?
Okay, mine is more of a specific moment.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
but it truly traumatized me.
Okay.
I was embarrassed. And honestly, there wasn't even that many people around, but I was worried that there were.
Mhm.
But I think I was in 9th grade,
Okay.
and I had on jean shorts.
Mhm.
And I was at a home football game, and I was running from the stadium out to my car to get something.
Uh-huh.
And my thighs were rubbing, the shorts rode
Right,
up.
right.
So I went to pull them down while I was running.
Right.
And there was a boy who was an upperclassman
Uh-huh.
is in the parking lot with a whole bunch of other kids.
Right.
And he's yelling, like teasing me, saying that like I'm like touching myself while I'm running or something.
Right.
And I was like, no, I was just trying to fix my shorts.
Right.
And they all just started laughing, and they made fun of me for doing that. Right. And then I did not wear jean shorts.
There you go.
I mean, it was literally probably in the time that whenever I lost weight and I finally started to feel confident and good about myself.
What are we talking about?
I was like, no. Even whenever I was thin in my 20s, I wouldn't wear them.
So we're talking longer than
I'm
that.
talking like I was probably 34,
Okay.
35 before I ventured out of the house wearing jean shorts.
So that's like, if you're a freshman, you're like 14. So that's about 20 years.
It took a long time for me to get over that. And even still, I'm always like, if my shorts ride up, I'm like, I try to be very nonchalant,
because that
keep
one
my
moment.
fingers very close to the edge
because
of
of
the
that
shorts.
one
Like,
moment. And it happens in so many people.
Yes.
I had a client that that was she had lost about 50 pounds, maybe 60. And she had won this contest, and we went shopping. And every time I would put her in like these jeans and outfits, now she just lost 50, 60 pounds. She would say, "Oh, I look fat in this." I'm like, "You can't use the F word in my dressing room. We don't allow that word.
Yeah.
What's going on?" I know it. I know something's behind that. So we start talking about it. And then I stop the meeting once again. And I'm like, okay, because when we have that stopping point, I need to know what's going on, because it doesn't matter what I put on you.
Right.
I've had people stand in front
everything.
of the mirror. I've had people stand in front of the mirror and break down, cry, and bawl their eyes out. And I'll finish the story and tell you about that one later. Anyway, however, she had lost 50, 60 pounds. We're trying on clothes. She said, "I look fat." I said, "What's going on?" She said, "Well, since the accident." What are you talking about? What? So her and her husband rode motorcycles. They put the motorcycle down. They car pulls out in front of her one time, puts the motorcycle down. She ends up like getting some scrapes, maybe some stitches. He's paralyzed from the waist down.
Oh.
So since then, she didn't allow herself to dress. She had almost like a survivor's remorse. So he wore sweats, she wore sweats. You know what I mean?
She wasn't going to try to make herself feel good about herself.
Right. And he loved it when she dressed up. But
oh man,
she wouldn't do it. And it was kind of nothing she could just set out and said, but it was how we just do it and go, okay. And like we just make that decision.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you end up there. And you were talking about clients, like breaking down from the dressing room. I literally had a client who was oh my God, she was getting ready to go. Like her and her husband were starting this business. She had to take some pictures. So I was styling her for that. And she just so beautiful. And I said, and she was like, and every time she was just so critical of herself. And that's one of the worst things you can do. There's a book by a guy named Shad Helmstetter, and something like, what do you say when you talk to yourself? It's something like that, because I don't care how many haters I got, I can be my own worst enemy. You know what I mean?
I'm
Like the head
right
trash,
there.
like when we tear ourselves down.
Yep.
And so one of the first things I have to like break, because one of the things I have to do is rewire you when we style. I've got to rewire, and I got to know what you're saying. And she just kept talking negative about herself. I said, I want you to stand in front of this mirror. And this is a challenge for anybody. Can you stand in front of the mirror and say, "I'm beautiful"? That she sobbing in the
honestly
dressing
though,
room.
to think about like somebody that understands, like to understand me
Mhm.
and see my insecurities and care enough to try to help me through them, I would be a blubbering mess too. Like
Yeah.
you see me,
Right.
you see me, and you care, and
Yeah.
these are things that like I feel like you talk about it like just being like a subconscious thing, like you don't even think about it.
No.
Like you're you're challenging people to see themselves, to understand themselves.
Yeah, yeah.
It's an emotional moment. I have no doubt. I would be crying.
It's a very emotional moment, and
Yes.
and then it comes back to that place. She said, "My father said I was so ugly. He always called me ugly."
That is awful.
And she's bawling. I mean, now we're like a Dillard's or, you know what I'm saying? Like we're in a
Right.
public dressing room, and she can't stop crying. But she
You opened that up for
but
her
we also
to heal,
had to,
though.
but we also had to like hold that moment
Yeah.
where she could get that out
Yeah.
and really go, you know. And I was like, look at yourself. And people told her she was beautiful all the time, like she's stunning, but she didn't see it, you know. So
She's been programmed not to.
yeah. So now once you let that go, and then go, you know what, he that doesn't define me. And then you can then start to see yourself a little bit different. Then you start to rewire that brain to really see yourself kind of
Yeah.
as you are, you know. So that's a lot of it. I mean, like I said, it's not
That's fascinating.
clothes are not the problem.
Mhm.
It's what you see when you put it on, you know. And so that's kind of my job, and that's why I love design. I love even in costume design in movies. Every celebrity, I've not met one yet that's not very particular about their style.
Oh, tell us a
Right.
particular.
Very
We-
particular. Very particular.
I want to know a particular.
Very particular. Some of them are because they're playing a role,
Sure.
right? But they also kind of need to be noticed or need to be prepping. You know, people are going to see this movie, and who's going to want you for the next movie?
Mhm.
So
Sure.
I was styling or was costume designing for this movie, and the girl was homeless. She was supposed to be homeless and just like down and out. She didn't want to be down and out. She want to be down and cute. You know what I mean? So,
Down and
she's like, so it
The
was
actor,
like
the actor wanted to be down and cute.
down and cute.
So,
You know what I mean?
so she wasn't really trying to.
She wasn't trying to be
embrace the role.
homeless. She was trying to be like
Okay.
homeless chic. You know
Homeless
what I mean?
chic.
So, but anyway, just learn. Every celebrity has that kind of thing. Every actor that we work with has that. Well, ooh, I hate this about my body, or ooh, I don't. Ooh, my legs here, or I gain weight, and this. You know, everybody. And so we work around that and build a wardrobe. So taking the character and then the actor's preferences, and then kind of blending them together with the director and producer to really kind of, you know,
It's like such a
doing that.
recipe. Like you're coming together with so
It is.
many.
But you know, and then they
people.
also the more when they know you know about style and fashion, then they're more comfortable. And then you know,
They'll
so
just trust you to do your thing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Did you
Oh, yeah.
have anybody that you were like, you need help, big time?
No, not that I can
No?
say. Not that I can say.
Yeah, now that you
The,
can say.
no. I've only
The NDAs.
yeah. So there's one that needs help. There's one that needs help. But this was a long time ago. But I will say probably that there are so many phenomenal, like so talented and so rich in talent that they sometimes when they trust you, they let you go, okay. Because at first you haven't met this person. You're working together on this film. You're gonna be spending 14 hours a day, 15, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and there's sometimes actors can have 40, 50 changes in a movie.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, and you got to think. So we're designing everything. I have to get everything from she's at home having coffee, she's in a robe after the shower,
Oh,
she's working out.
day to
Like those
day.
are all outfits, right?
Uh-huh.
And so she might have 40, 50 changes. You know, because you'd be surprised. I was working with a wardrobe assistant that was a male, and I was like, you understand? Like a woman might have 4 or 5 changes in a day.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
Right? Come
That
on
would
now.
be-
Like
that's
that for
kind of
real.
me in
Right.
real life.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You know, so when I'm doing that for a movie scene, it's like there's the shower scene, you know, then you get out and whatever that is. Then there's kind of before you get ready to put your stuff on around
You
the
gotta have the
house.
perfect towel.
That right. Towel. Then there's
Head
around the house
thing,
pajamas.
Yeah.
Right.
Pajamas.
And some people are, you know, every woman has a certain set of pajama
Absolutely.
preferences.
Uh-huh.
Everybody has pajama preferences. I like
Right.
my pajamas a certain way.
Like a nightgown or
then you
pants
have
and
I'm
top.
running errands, right?
Yeah.
Then you have I have a meeting outfit. Then you have I have an event tonight. Okay. And then there's another outfit for bedtime. You know what I mean? I just named 6 outfits. Right.
Yeah.
It was like,
Right.
yeah.
You're like, yeah,
roughly.
that's yeah.
Roughly.
You could probably come up with a couple extras to throw in there.
I'm
Right,
sure
right,
I could.
Right. So
I smell, so I gotta
Shut
change
up.
my outfit.
right. So
Yeah.
I mean, so when you're doing a movie, you have to think about all those things.
Yeah.
And you have to think about kind of what they call continuity in a movie. So that means you might shoot one day, but I'll say you might shoot in one place. Okay. So let's say the podcast is a part of the movie. Well, it might be 10 days worth at the the place, and you got to change clothes. You know what I mean? So that might be, and then there's continuity of what if it happens the same day and you're wearing the same outfit, So, you know what I mean? Like
you'd have to have like a perfect schedule planned out for the outfit.
I know.
You have to
web it
have
out.
it. You have to have pictures, because when you shoot that again, like what rings did they have on? What bracelet was on which hand?
Oh yeah.
What
I'll be
earrings did they
honest,
have in?
When I'm watching a movie or a show, I'm always watching for those kinds of details.
Yeah.
If I see like this cup
Yeah.
was right here during this scene, it went over to you.
Right.
And then it's back over to me, but my cup is over here.
Right.
But
it
they
happens.
moved the cup.
Yeah, no,
They moved the
it
cup.
happens. And then they flip back and it's in the other. You're like,
They
what?
messed up. The
It was-
editors. They messed up.
Right.
Like the Game of Thrones, the coffee
Yeah,
cup,
the
scene.
Starbucks cup.
Yeah,
in
the
Game of
Starbucks cup.
Thrones.
That's what it was. Yeah.
So I mean, but it's so you guys don't have to come out like next movie I work on. You guys just got to come to set.
I
It
love
is
that.
I mean,
bananas.
Count us in.
Chaos. Complete. It is controlled and organized chaos, but it is chaos nonetheless. And you have, and what I learned though working on movies is that they work so hard. Like everybody when you watch a movie, have a new appreciation because like they roll the credits at the end.
Yeah.
There's 100, 200 people, whatever it's on there, right? They needed every person, because it takes everybody. The lighting is just as important as the guy, the DP who's running the film, and who's filming.
Right.
The director, how each actor is portraying their role, each, the sound guy, there's so the assistant.
The perfect music.
Yeah. The assistant directors, like and also the set designers are like, they will come in, this will be an empty room. And I work with this one guy who, when we do Christmas movies, like it'll be March and it's fully decorated, absolutely incredible. So the set design and also making it look lived in too, right? So you got to think about that too, right? Making it look lived in,
Not perfect.
because you're not thinking about it, you just watch a movie, but if something's out of place, you're like, okay, wait a minute.
Yeah. That
And,
looks like a furniture store.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, it's everybody on the PAs, the everybody. It takes everybody to really work on a movie and make it work. So it's
So
amazing.
if you had any celebrity that you could style,
Okay.
who would it be and why?
Okay. So this is now. Okay, because for those of you who don't know, we had like a pre-podcast.
We had a pre-podcast.
We had a pre-podcast.
It was,
You know what I'm saying? It was a
we
pre-podcast.
live and learn.
We pre-podcast.
Katie's audio
So
was out the door.
Yeah.
but it was fine.
So working out the kinks.
Truly.
So okay, celebrities. I don't really think about styling celebrities. I know, and
That's what you said before.
Yeah, and I don't really think about it because I really think I mean
And
this.
we'll get to that part.
Yeah, okay, but
We'll
celebrities.
get to that part.
Celebrities. I honestly, before I said Kelly Clarkson. She's doing really well right now. I want to say that when she's doing really well. I still like Drew Barrymore. There is some I really love the style where I think they're going for, and some people do the fashion choice, and that's not always their style, right? They're just in Hollywood, they're doing the fashion thing, but it's not always their style. So they look great, but I just really would love to like experiment. I love like Denzel Washington, you know what I mean? Like I love to.
I don't even know what he wears. It's
These
really
have
interesting.
been in a t-shirt lately.
Yeah, he seems like he's just
But he's so established. He's so
He's
comfortable in his skin.
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
And and it's crazy because there's some people who just they wear clothes. Like it doesn't matter what you put them in. Some people just wear clothes, you know. And but I'm gonna say top celebrities. I really don't think like I see them like at the Emmys. I don't and Oscars like, and I'm like, I look at it, but I like the everyday.
So what's your
stuff.
favorite kind of everyday person to style then?
I love somebody who is like a C-level executive or entrepreneur or somebody who's wearing multiple hats during the day. Like I love that, like a hustler. You know what I mean? Yeah, I like a hustler, right? Because you have to have many different conversations, right? You may be on a Zoom meeting, you may be in a board meeting, you may be like, it's really not, I just want somebody who is like, they get that, okay, I can't just throw on just like a t-shirt and jeans and just, that's not gonna work for everything. Like I know I need something. I might not know what that is, especially wearing multiple different hats, like women are so phenomenal at that, like, wearing, you might be in a teacher's meeting, you may be at, a meeting for your business or charity, or, you know what I mean? Like, or for
Figuring out
work,
which
like
way.
you're figuring it out. So I love somebody who really appreciates style and really, and that also has kind of a need for style. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not just sitting at home. If you're sitting at home, God bless you. But you have things to do. Like, you're going to be around different people. And so style takes on a different gravity then, so.
How do you define style?
How do I define it? I define style as what represents how you do things. Okay. So I love the word style, because style, people think about fashion first, but style is not that. Like, my style is sometimes can speak to how I do things. So what I mean, and the word style is so broad. So somebody's style of writing, style of management, style of leadership, style of speaking, style of singing, that speaks to how you do things. So my style can speak to how I do things.
Kind of like,
I get that.
like say something before you say something.
Exactly. That's my entire, it's what do you say before you open your mouth? That's what I'm trying to get to. What do you say before you, because the problem is you may not think you're going to say something, whether you like it or not. Everybody says something because I see you before I'm speaking to you. I see you. So you're going to say something. And so what we do is we look for connectivity. You know what I mean? We look for people like us, or that we see, just like if you see somebody who has the same, sweatshirt, maybe where you went to college, you're like, oh, we have something in common. Okay, now I feel safer.
But
Okay.
you know what? I'm attracted and drawn to people that I may not have connectivity to, but have a magnetism about them, like they're wearing something that I may never
Like a
wear.
confidence that you're like,
maybe that's what it is.
interested in.
It's a confidence. Yeah.
Like you find like, I'm intrigued by that person because they're confident and they're wearing something that I wouldn't feel confident in.
Absolutely.
Oh, and then sometimes, now that could be, we haven't had a session yet, but that could be, is because you admire that thing in them and you wish you had more of that.
That might be.
Like,
that
you see
might be
somebody
the
so
case.
bold and so, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't care about what people think. You know what I mean? And then
I want to get to that part.
Right. And then you look at them and you may be drawn to them because, man, I love that in them. And that speaks to me.
I think too much.
Right.
You know this about me. I think too much. And
Right.
How do you get out of that mindset? If you have been, how are some people so confident?
I really think it is a case by case, but I also think that that's a lot of, number one, that's a lot of self-work. It's a lot of therapy.
It's a lot of self-work.
It's a lot of Jesus. It's a lot of, you know what I mean?
That's
Like,
what I think
it's
the
a lot.
biggest
Right.
thing is, honestly.
Also, though, it's action, and it also is it's really back to earlier what I said, is what you say when you talk to yourself.
Yeah.
It really is the inner confidence of because sometimes we're not so confident because we really want other people to like us. Okay. Like that's really our
true.
confidence our lack of confidence comes like, what if they don't like me? Or what if, like all these questions. And so the self-doubt is robbing you from the inside out. So that's why we lack confidence. So the confidence is coming with, hey, if they like me, they like me. Sometimes, and I've done this before, like I'll wear something that I know you're not going to like. Like I know it's either you like it or you love it.
Yeah.
Like there's no gray area with that, right? So I'm trying to divorce myself from people's opinions, because if I go out and I'm dressing and they love what I'm doing, then I get addicted to that, Yeah. And I heard a guy say one time about social media. He said, do you know why that when somebody has a negative comment, why it hurts so much? Is because you really depend on the positive comments to feed you, And so
Wait.
Say it again for the people in the back.
Say it again.
So the reason why the negative comments hurt so much is because you love and need the positive comments. Those feed you. Also, I'll go a step further and say that the negative comments also probably tap into that thing that you already fear about yourself.
Right. Like
if
you hear it from somebody else that you're already feeling.
Because you can get,
it's like
I know
validating
people
your
that can
own
get
worst enemy
100,
inside.
like somebody can tell you, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful all day long, right? that one person says, I don't even like your cankles. You know what I mean? Like, what you mean, my cankles? Blah, blah, you know, my mama had cankles and my auntie had cankles. So cankles run in my family. And I have the least amount of cankles anybody. You know what I'm saying? Not that, you know what I'm saying? I love me a good cankle. However, it kind of plays into that loop of that fear you already had, that self-doubt that was already circulating in your brain.
So what is your advice to kind of combat that?
You
said Jesus, you said
right.
Work,
No, I think it's
self-work.
all of those things. I think my number one tip on that is just really, truly what you have is self-love. And what do you say to yourself?
Yeah.
Like, what do you really think about yourself? Like, we all have a set of a value system or thoughts that we really think about ourselves, right? And we can put on the face, we can go to work, we can be around our family. Sometimes nobody knows. But what do you really think? Like, do you really love yourself? Do you really think you're beautiful? Are you really confident that this podcast is going to work? Or are you really confident that, hey, you know what? I look pretty today. You know what I mean? Are you really confident in those things, like the inside things? That's then, because I can dress you all. Yeah, it really is styling, the best style and fashions from the inside out. I don't care what they say.
I agree with that.
I don't care what they design. I don't care what the trend is. It is you and you feeling great about you and then working back to those things like we talk about, maybe like your childhood, working back those things that go, hey, you know what? That was a moment that was temporary. I made a temporary moment, eternal. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like I made one temporary moment last for 20 years.
Oh yeah, I'd be like,
you know what
nobody's
I mean?
gonna see me wearing shorts.
Right. And here's the crazy part. That guy, if you ever saw him, he probably wouldn't even remember that.
No.
You know what I mean?
I have no doubt.
And he's like,
probably,
and people like, we do that. We hold that temporary, like we make a permanent decision in a temporary place.
Yeah.
Okay. We make a permanent decision, and like that played in your mind. Now it was a teenager being dumb.
I'm sure it was something that if somebody said something like that to him, he would never have cared.
Yeah.
So he didn't think about how much I would care.
Right.
So he just blurted it out.
And if he would have said that to you today, you would have been like,
But also, guys, we go through phases where we're just clowns. I'm sorry. Like especially, you know what I'm saying, when you're younger and you're just trying to make the other guys laugh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
easy target. Let's get her.
Boom, there you go. Then they went on price to talk about football. You know what I mean? Like, but that moment stuck with you.
Yeah.
And so our life sometimes made up those moments. You know what I mean? And so trying to kind of reverse engineer where did it come in? What kind of, because right then you said, oh, I'll never do that again.
Yeah.
And then 20 years later, you're like, well, that I never do that again means I don't even wear jean shorts. You know what I mean? So that's a kind of, so we all have those kind of, I guess, kind of these tiers and stacks of things that we've thought and kind of set up the system in our head. So kind of reverse engineering those things and building that confidence, from the inside out is what I really, really try to do. My clients, I know it's like, that's, and then I also try to get you to kind of even sometimes play that role, because every day you're not going to feel it. Mm-hmm. But maybe, you know what? You can dress like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe clothing can be, I really think clothing and fashion is one of the most underutilized, like, business and personal development tools, because you go out and you go, hey, you know what? I'm going to put this on. I'm putting this on. I don't care. I don't feel it. I don't feel it. I do not feel it, because the trick is you think you have to feel it. No, you're not going to feel confident every day, but you do it anyway. That's the action.
I feel like so many people, they limit themselves in thinking, I can't dress like that, or this is my style. Mm-hmm. This is who I am. I'm only going to wear jeans and sweatshirts. Right. And the thought of wearing a beautiful dress makes them uncomfortable. But I feel like there's times where they're like, I want to wear that, but that's not me. But like, why do you have to limit yourself? You can be all of the things.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like it's regionally too.
Regionally? Okay.
Right.
Meaning?
I mean, like, okay, so if you're in California, everybody's wearing their, I don't know, what is that, park sweatshirt, whatever.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I don't even know
Park?
what it is. Exactly. here in
Because
Kentucky.
it's not here. Like,
Yeah, I mean, like it's such a big deal over there.
Right.
And here, it's not a big deal. And so, you know, if you do wear something out of the ordinary that's like really popular in a different part of the country, maybe you stick out more. Maybe you feel vulnerable more. Maybe you have to have more confidence than if you would just be in California. You know?
I think it's regional and also the attitude of that region too. Okay. And then also every brand, okay, like there are brands, I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it, there are brands that are hideous. Okay.
Oh.
But they only wear it because it's popular.
Because it's popular.
And because like, back to the likes, I want people to like me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if I wear this, then
And I
I'm
want to
cool,
blend in too.
And I want to blend in, and I'm one of them, and you know what I mean? So you kind of assimilate to that culture. And all fashion it can be regional, it can be cultural, it can be, and also fashion says something. Like there are things in certain cultures, like if you wear that, then you are here. And if you wear this, then you're here. You know what I mean? Like every culture kind of has that, you know? So, and also cities like in New York, right? New York is a totally different vibe than LA, you know? And then you also have bigger cities. Sometimes they're more early adapting. So they're looking for you to look different. And if you look too normal, too kind of too, normal
Basic.
and just basic, then they're like, okay, this person's boring. You know what I mean? Like they might make an assumption about you. It might not have to be true, but that's kind of, and then you have an area like, kind of Midwesty where we're like, we don't, maybe it's not too many fashion chances, you know what I mean? Like maybe on the weekends sometimes, but when you go to bigger cities, you have kind of earlier adapting, like they're really dressing, like they're really, New York street fashion is its own crazy thing.
Whenever you're talking about like cultural and regional stuff too, I feel like there's also styles that are off limits to certain people of different regions.
Right,
you know what
right.
I mean? Like, like it would be like you're going to be thrown in some sort of category of trying to be something that you're not.
Well, yeah, like if we were in LA or New York. Okay,
Right.
New York is a great example.
Okay.
Because New York, if you go and you're walking down the street and you see somebody with like, you see the street fashion on TikTok,
Yeah,
right?
right.
And it looks, if we would have just grabbed that outfit, take it here in Louisville, it would look so silly.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, silly in terms of we just don't see it here. Not silly in terms of anybody can wear what they want and be confident. And and I think Louisville is more of an accepting city for that.
Okay.
Whereas if you went other places in Kentucky,
Right. Well, I think as far as Kentucky, Louisville is, we are Louisville and then there's Kentucky.
Yeah.
So,
That's fair.
so
That's fair.
however,
That's fair.
But no, I mean, there are places where and also fashion is expression. And you may be thinking, oh, you know what? I'm really, I really don't care what people think. But you also kind of do. Like if you're dressing super rebellious and you care what people think because you want them to think that you don't care. You know what I mean? And I've dressed literally from the most conservative person to somebody who was like goth and fairy goth. And like, I'll get deep into the, you know what I'm saying? I'm deep into the sauce.
how do you
Fairy goth. Is that?
how do you dress like that?
Okay. So fairy goth is really amazing. So I had this client one time and
I love that it's its own category.
No, because that's what style is.
I want to
like
get dressed
style.
up very goth and go out somewhere with you someday.
Okay.
She
so
would be great
fairy
at
goth.
it.
So and like music has its own fashion. You know what I mean? Like that's like you're not wearing a pink Chanel suit to Louder Than Life. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying?
Why
like that,
not?
and you dress for that. So however, so fairy goth was, it was a client whose mother was like, look, she was like, she loves this. She likes to dress like this celebrity anime, and I don't know who anime is. I was like, you mean anime?
Anime.
I was like, you mean like anime? Like the genre anime?
My God,
So anyway,
love that.
her mother was like, she loves like, I don't know who anime is, but so anyway, so it was really this like so Fairy Goth was her, like it was like goth, like it was like holes, like the tights like ripped up and it was, a lot of maybe like it was chokers. It was, you know what I mean? Like it was that, it was platforms.
I love it.
Platforms, right? So, but she loved like Hello Kitty. right? And she loved a lot of like Hello Kitty, and that she would have like a Hello Kitty sweatshirt on.
Oh,
with
just
that.
like
they were,
pink.
yeah. So it was like splashes of like touches
Color.
of pink in there, and
Yeah.
the Hello Kitty was really kind of considered like a fairy goth. And there's whole like movements and people that love to dress like that, and that's their thing. That's their expression. You know what I mean? And so, and I know that, and I love that. You know what I mean? So I dressed somebody who wanted to be corporate goth one time.
Corporate
Yeah,
goth.
corporate goth. Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, so I was like, I want you to have like I was like, basically she wore like this it may have been like a black like business suit. And she
Wouldn't
had
that just be like New York City
no,
fashion?
like it was that black business
accessories
suit,
probably,
and then
or
she
the
had
hair.
like the boots were like platforms, like spikes at the end,
Oh, okay.
and you know what I mean. So it's just like
Okay.
really like elements of it,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
You know what I mean. So yeah, it's just like elements of it. But like that was her thing. That was something that also got her in touch with her childhood, her youth, and made her feel like, okay, look, I'm still being me.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, it's all different things. I take that same attitude into design. Like everybody has something they're trying to say. My job is to distill it down and figure out what you're really trying to say.
Well, I love how inspiring you are.
Mhm.
You inspire me on the daily.
Thank you.
I admire your business sense. I admire your passion. I admire your love for other people. That's a big part of who I choose as friends. And you're a keeper. You're a keeper,
Okay,
Andre.
keep me around. Keep me
I'll
around.
keep you
Yes.
around.
Keep
But
me around.
before we get
Mhm.
started on the rapid fire questions,
Yes,
where can people find you? There's a lot of people watching that I
Okay.
know
Right.
could benefit from your expertise.
Okay. Well, you can find me on Instagram, Style Icon LLC. You can find me on TikTok by Andre Wilson.
My favorite place.
Yeah. I'm creating more content, and don't judge me. I'm creating more content. Okay.
I'm judging.
And then Facebook, Andre Wilson or Style Icon. Find me. Yeah. I'm not hard to find. I'm not hard to find at all. You know what I mean? Reach out to the podcast. Okay, I don't know what
I will,
reach
and I'll
out to
send
the
you right to
podcast.
Andre.
Yeah. Send me,
Yeah.
because I really do feel like people are. It is truly. And I'm working on some other secret projects to really help people, because I feel like this is universal. This is not just one woman or a certain area, like this is, I feel like if I talk to, I feel like this is 9 out of 10 women, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and you really want to feel confident in your style and really what works. It's really truly that one question is, what works for me? Okay. Like I see the ads, I see the campaigns, I see the celebrities, I see social media, I see the fashion bloggers and the fashion influencers, but guess what? She's not built like me. She's single, I'm a mom. What does that mean? Okay, well, we have different careers. So it has to be customized and tailored to you.
That's what I need.
Mhm.
I need something that I can look at and
Mhm.
be like, okay.
Okay.
So on TikTok, on social media,
Mhm.
on Instagram, it's really, you're scrolling past, you see
Right.
somebody wearing an outfit and you're like, I love that
Right.
on her.
Mhm.
But it's not a realistic look on you.
Right.
I'm
Mhm.
5'2".
Mhm.
Maybe the girl I'm looking at is 6 foot.
Right.
And proportionate differently.
Yes.
Why? I mean, it's so hard to be like, okay, I'm going to buy this
Mhm.
and then, have to return it because it just didn't look the same.
Mhm. Mhm. And that's why I go to the closet and I find all these purchases of I thought it was going to look good on me or look great on the mannequin, look good on the
Yeah.
ad, or this person had it on. And what I also discovered was that a lot of people don't really take them back, right? Like maybe you return it,
That's
maybe
me.
you don't.
I'm not good at returning.
Right.
Yeah,
So
she'll just
so
be
now
like,
it's in the
I
closet.
didn't get a return in time.
Yeah.
Here, you can have it.
And somebody asked me, they're like, how do I know if I need to work with you or need a stylist or
Yeah.
like that? And I'm like, okay, how much of your closet do you wear? Okay, so we'll do a real kind of live poll right here. Now, most people, I'll say this, like most people only wear, if you think about your closet, think about how much you actually wear.
Mhm.
Like what percentage would it be? What do you think your percentage is, Christina?
Mine
You're in
is
the hot seat.
Mine is 10%.
Okay.
Most of my stuff is packed up right now.
Okay.
So I'll answer this based on when.
She's like 98%.
Okay.
Because like right now, I would say
Right
it's
now you
half
have
of my wardrobe.
right now you have one drawer. But
Right?
go ahead.
But whenever I had all the things at my
Mhm, mhm.
fingertips, easily
10%?
10,
Yeah. So
15%.
So most people are wearing, so this is the breakdown. So I would kind of quantify if you really need to work with like a personal stylist or somebody like me, is that, so let's say you're wearing 20% of your closet, okay? So let's say you spent $1,000 that year, which we know better than that, but let's say you spent $1,000, right? So you only wear 20% of your closet. That's $200. That means there's another $800 that you've wasted, that you're going to consign, that you're going to give to a girlfriend, that you're going to, now it'll work out later. And what do? You have it for 3, 4, 5 years. Then you move it to another closet. Then you move it to your husband's.
You are calling me out right now.
It's not a personal attack. Then you move it to your husband's side of the closet. Then you move it to the storage, like in the basement. You know what I mean? And then you take over a coat closet or something. But then,
God. Have you been to my house, Andre? 'Cause
so
That's
personal.
so funny.
yeah. So this is because there's a lot of like wasted clothing there that you're probably, really never going to wear. So one of the first things I do is like, but that's like $800. It's $800 right there. And we just said
So they could put that $800 and actually pay for your services. Can they find you on your website, or how do they, if they want to be a client of yours?
Yes. They can find me at andrewilsondesign.com. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you just email and be like, hey,
email,
I need some
email,
help. Help me.
and I'm on social media. So like I said, they can find me. A lot of people on social. I don't know if people go to websites anymore. Like
I don't know. Do you accept DMs? Because it's one of those things where sometimes
I get excited when I have a new DM. I'm like, oh, it's a bot.
But that's what, like half of the DMs that I get are hidden, I guess, because they like keep.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah. Send me a DM. Like reach out to me with social media. That's really the best way. And then, but also, I'm really, because I feel like people honestly like have a question, like what works for me?
Yeah.
What works for me? And so that's, I can help them with that.
That makes sense. And you know what? And I hate that we have to wrap up the episode. We didn't even really touch on Derby. So we are going to have you back.
Yes. Have me back. I want to come
Because
back.
that is a
What if we have
whole
it back, like, in
podcast
March or
episode.
something?
We're going to have it back.
we're back in March because I'm going to tell you right now, I have a
Because
lot.
March is
Listen to me.
too
I want you to
close.
hear
Too
me
close.
closely. I have a lot going on for Derby, okay?
Oh,
lot.
Andre
A lot of things.
If I get a wave during Derby, I feel privileged with Andre. He's like, zoom.
I only
zoom.
answer Christina's
cool.
emergency calls
That's right.
on Derby, which
If I have to be like SOS, and then he answers me,
Right.
and that's
So-
he knows it's serious.
yeah, but
Love it.
now I'll come back around Derby time.
Okay.
We'll talk Derby hats. We'll talk and we'll talk things that are
absolutely.
going on. We're going to talk about styling yourself. We're going to get ahead of it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
Oh,
by this
yeah.
time, the
Oh, yeah,
podcast
okay.
would have blown up by now. You know what I mean?
Hey, in this episode,
Yeah.
can we dress like we're going to the Derby?
Oh, that could be cute.
yeah.
Could be cute. Yeah.
Could
Yeah,
be
I like
I'll
this.
wear my red one.
Okay, I feel
I'll have to get
this.
the
I
hat
feel
after.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
this.
Red one,
Yeah,
Wilson? Okay.
Okay, I like
Yeah.
this. I like
Yeah.
this.
All right. Let's do
Okay.
the rapid fire questions
Okay.
now.
Okay.
These questions, they're going to be quick.
Okay.
Whatever comes to your mind first, and that's it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right. I was trying to think of questions while we were talking.
Okay.
Your hat made me think. What's your favorite car?
My favorite car is actually, I really love, I love Mercedes. I love Porsches.
And
What's your
my
favorite car?
My
Specific one,
favorite
like make
car.
and model.
Okay.
Dream car, period.
I'm going to go.
And I'll even let you say two.
Okay.
I want to.
No, don't give him that.
No.
I mean, I can't choose between a.
I really, I really like a good luxury car though. Like I like a good luxury car. I really do. Like, and sometimes, and depending on the year and model,
Andre,
you know
were
what?
not being very specific.
Okay.
You only have 3 questions left.
Okay. I like Mercedes 550.
Okay.
What's
Next
your
question.
favorite meal?
Oh God, this is terrible. No, I love pizza.
Pizza?
God.
Which-
I love pizza, or I love a great steak, like a great, amazing, like a Jeff
Ruby's.
Ruby's steak.
I already knew it. I already knew what you were thinking.
All right.
I'm making taters. I like making taters.
Okay.
So,
What's your favorite time of day?
favorite time of day is I like the time right. Like now I'm a night owl. Okay. So I love kind of everybody's gone to bed. I'm just thinking, I'm working on something. I love that kind of
Solitude.
I try to go to bed at a decent hour, but if you text me at 2 a.m., I might respond.
Yeah.
So, but no, I really, really do love that. And then I also love that time between, like right before the time when you like so you wake up, but you haven't moved yet, like that in between time.
Yeah,
right there.
like you're half dreaming.
Yeah,
half
yeah, you're
awake.
right. I love
Lucid.
that.
Not,
too.
that's not the right word, is
Yeah,
it?
yeah, but
Is that
I
the
don't think
word?
it's lucid. But but anyway,
lucid
it's
is
right,
while you're
right in that time too. No, I love that. I love that.
Oh,
I
you're
want to
so
give you
sweet.
one answer, but there's so many great answers.
I understand.
One more left.
Oh my gosh.
Favorite bourbon.
Favorite bourbon?
Okay.
Oh.
Andre just
That's
gave me
the
that look.
hardest
I
question
hope
of
that
all.
was. I
Okay,
hope that
okay.
was caught on camera because that was the look.
I have a
of-
personal affinity for Woodford. I really love Woodford.
Okay.
And then, am I not following directions? I'm not giving you one answer, huh? You just see, this is
you are
how you try
awful,
to put me in the
Andre.
box. You try to put me in the corner. No.
You're too
And
creative.
And
for
I love
this.
Angel's Envy too. I do. like that.
Angels Envy is
Yeah,
such a
yeah.
good
So
one.
I mean, I really love Woodford. Like if I gotta go Woodford, and
That's just a classic, though.
Yeah, no, I really do.
Yeah.
I really do. So,
All right.
but yeah.
Good
I mean,
answer.
Thank you so
and-
much, Andre. And
No, I have nothing.
yes, you do.
No, I have nothing.
You have everything.
No, I have nothing. Go ahead. Yes, ma'am.
I love you, Andre.
I love you.
Thank you so much.
I love you
for
too.
being on this
I
And I don't
podcast.
know you. I haven't known you as long as she has, but I do love you. I really
Everybody loves Andre, but everybody loves you, Andre, and we love you. And just you have a heart for the community, for Kentucky. We are so proud you're from Kentucky. I mean, you're doing great things.
do. I can't wait to have you back.
Oh,
I can't wait
we
to come
are
back.
counting
I'm so
down the
glad
days.
I can't wait
said
to
that,
come
like,
back.
oh,
No, I'm
absolutely.
coming back.
Forward to.
Don't try to not invite me back like when everybody else
Oh,
starts coming in. You know what I mean?
You are always
Okay, you be like,
included.
and then I gotta talk to your assistant and
Oh
get
my God.
scheduled.
Yeah, right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Our
Would you? You answer her SOS calls. You'll never
Oh,
have
Yes.
to
you-
talk
Okay.
to.
All right. All right.
this is
All right.
this is too strong.
And
You're watching Finding Friends. Thank you so much for watching this episode with Andre Wilson. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye. Thank you.
bye, everybody.